Ryan, who's here on Ryan Martinez?
That's when we approach.
Yes, and you don't have anyone on Zoom.
Oh, we should have a caseworker. Please,
Yeah, they never zoomed in.
I know, Your Honor, that she is in the middle of picking up or transporting a child out of state.
Okay.
So it could be that she's either on a plane or somewhere that she might not be able to commit.
All right. Well, I'll take whatever testimony y'all have, and then whenever she can zoom in, that's fine.
that's fine, Judge. A couple of things. Number one, we were also here this morning on a discovery on this case, and I want the court to know.
Come up, sir.
I want the court to know that the indictment's back, I think, in February. I've been trying to get discovery, and the intake has been telling me it would be on Veripic, and it was never there. And as a matter of fact, as of July the 5th, there was nothing on Veripic. I went back to Hugo Sanchez, the intake prosecutor, and he didn't have it. He was finally able to get it, and now he's downloaded on a passport that I've given him. So about 10 days ago, I got the passport. There's tremendous amounts of documents on it, so I'm not anywhere near. And I assume I've got it all. I don't know for sure, but I know I've got tons of it to look at. So that's where I am in discovery.
All right. So, Norma, on this case, give me a discovery date in 60 days. All right, so that's the discovery date. And then
September 24th.
Before we go on the record, do you have the motion to modify?
I do.
All right.
I've got it too. Well, yeah.
Okay. I have it. Okay. I just want to make sure everybody is on the same page. Court is calling 2026 CR 007780 State versus Ryan Daniel Martinez. Can I have parties announced?
Will Van Zeta for the state of Texas.
And Ryan Ross for Ryan Martinez.
All right. And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We're here on a motion to modify bond conditions. Defense, what are you asking for?
I'm asking for the judge to reinstate his access to his children, visitation rights with his children that were afforded him from June last year until February of this year. The incident that we're here on today happened in June of last year. CPS got involved. They had hearings. There was a court-ordered visitation scheduled for him for his children in through the CPS court system. And once he was indicted in February, CPS cut off all of his access to his children. And we're here today to add the CPS, I believe, and his lawyer will testify, and I think the caseworker would testify also. CPS actually wants him to have a relationship with children, wants and encourages that the no contact order that was issued whenever he was indicted by a magistrate judge, that be rescinded, that they be reinstated his previous visitation rights with his children. They were all supervised, and they were all held at the offices of the Child Protective Services.
All right. So here's my question. The children that the no contact order is with, or is it the twins or the surviving twin?
Transmission.
So are there other children?
There's two older children.
And what are their ages?
6 and 5.
And I'm sorry, could you announce your name for the record?
Yes, Your Honor, my name is Rosie Reyes. I'm the court-appointed attorney on the CPS case.
Okay, and you're the court-appointed attorney for Mr. Martinez?
Mr. Martinez, yes.
Okay. So, what are the ages of all the children?
We have Mavis. Go ahead.
Mavis Martinez.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Ryan Martinez.
All right, so I'm not going to ask you about any of the facts of this case. I'm just trying to get the ages of the children. And then if your attorney wants to ask you some questions, he can do that, okay?
Yes.
So I don't need the children's name. I just need the ages of all the living children.
6, 5, and 1.
All right, and the 1-year-old is the surviving twin. And the case that we're on here today, is that related to the twin?
Oh,
To the deceased child.
yes.
Okay.
She's twin.
You asked about, I don't know, here was the no contact order, the magistrate's order. It only addresses the two small children, I think, but CPS has cut off all his visitation to all of his children.
And Your Honor,
Yes.
for your information, I've asked the child's mother, Valerie, to be here as well. If you have any questions for her, she is available.
All right, thank you. So the child that's listed in the no contact order, that's the surviving twin?
That would probably be both of them, Mia and Maya.
Well, they only have one name in there.
They are very similar names, unfortunately. One is Mia, M-I-A. One is Maya, M-Y-A.
I think that one has Mia
It only has
listed.
Mia,
Yeah, and Mia is not the surviving child.
that's a deceased child.
So where is the note? Because that only has that child's name for the no contact order. So
You're right.
yes.
Immediately after this happened, I had a motion for visitation because they stopped the visitation because of the no contact order. And then the DA, I believe, modified it to include all the children.
Would
At
that be
one point.
the CPS prosecutor?
No,
The criminal?
All right.
because the CPS prosecutor wouldn't do that.
My understanding, the CPS will not let him have visitation unless this court orders that he can have visitation with his children, the two older children and the one surviving smaller
Well,
child.
I want to see where this other motion is. Just 1 second. All right, somebody sign a pretrial motion to modify conditions, and that had to do with working.
I did that earlier this year.
Okay.
This would have been last year sometime if through the CPS, they would have had a different case number too.
All right, we're off the record for a couple of minutes because I know we're going to start having a conversation over each other. All right, I'm trying to find, to the clerk, can you pull where somebody, thank you. So let's find out where this order is, who signed it, what it's about. But I am going to have to take evidence if it's an order in place and you all are asking for that to be changed. And then we'll go from there. She's going to pull it. And State, are you going to be objecting to this?
We are both, Your Honor.
Okay. And parties, when you all have your arguments or whatever evidence you want to present, bear in mind, I know absolutely nothing about this case, only what's in the indictment. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Do we know which judge this was?
We've been judged on that.
Ah,
Oh, no.
okay. Alrighty. Now I see, we can go back on the record. So I am looking at the motion to increase and amend bond conditions. And this was signed by a judge on February 9th, 2026. And then that judge ordered no contact with all of the children. All right, now that we have that out of the way, the court will take any testimony. Defense, do you have any witnesses?
I would call Rosie Reyes.
All right. You're an officer of the court. You don't have to be sworn in.
If you want to state for the record what your name is.
My name is Rosie Reyes. I'm the court-appointed attorney in Mr. Martinez's CPS case, Your Honor.
And you've been his attorney since almost the beginning of the CPS matter.
Since the 262 hearing.
And that was back last summer, maybe June or July.
That was last summer, yeah, between June and July, yes.
And the child is deceased, that's the subject that caused all this, is she died in June, correct?
Yes,
And so after you became the lawyer, y'all eventually went to court, and
I'm
there was an order for his visitation rights.
yes, but as both parents get supervised visits, Your Honor, and both a mom and dad got supervised visits.
Yeah, what was his supervised visitation?
His supervised visits at the time that they stopped were weekly with his children, his two oldest at the CPS. It's monitored. It's in the CPS facility. His youngest child was in Killeen, Texas, in a foster home that had a nurse as a foster parent because she suffered some medical, she had a medical procedure that at the hospital that caused the result of the tearing of her larynx. So she had a lot of medical issues. So they placed her in Killeen, and he would visit twice a month in Killeen, Texas.
And for how long was his visits when he went?
In Killeen, because of the travel time, he had 2 hours. Here in San Antonio, it was an hour.
Here in San Antonio, it was weekly?
It was weekly, yes.
1 hour each week supervised here, and
Yeah.
there it was 2 hours twice a month.
Yes.
And has there been any problems to your knowledge of visitation? Has there been any reports that they didn't work well? There's been a problem at all?
Your Honor, I've reviewed all the monitor's notes for every visit for all the children, and he is exemplary when it comes to his visitation with his children. So in a CPS case, when parents visit, they have to provide food, they have to provide activities for them during that period of time. They have to show appropriate parenting skills. Each and every one of his monitored reports by the monitor are excellent. In reference to his child in Killeen, the same thing. He was visiting, his mother was also attending those visits, so there was no complaints whatsoever with his visitation with his children.
And I want to make it clear the visitations were supervised at the offices of the Department of Regulatory Services, Child Protective
Yes.
Services. Great.
Yes, and in Killeen, they had a special place. They had a visitation center that she would be taken, and that's where the visits were. So the foster mom would also be there and was in contact with him on a regular basis, I believe.
Okay, so let me ask this. So the order for visitation was changed on February 9th, 2026. Before that order was signed on that date, was he previously having the supervised visitation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how often had he had supervised visitation?
He has not missed any visits since the 262.
Since last July, perhaps, through until February?
Yes, so visits, as you know, there's a staggered before they start setting up. He has not missed any visits with his children.
So
And-
this is what I can tell parties what I want to understand. Number one, what is concern about supervised visitation? Because I can tell both parties, based upon the information that I've read and the motion to modify conditions and the motion to increase and amend bond conditions that was filed by the state, I'm not doing a unsupervised
No, this is.
visitation.
We're not
So-
at what I've asked for supervised.
Yes. So then the issue becomes, what is the issue with supervised visitation?
Your Honor, the state is opposed to it for two reasons. The first is a general concern the state has with any sort of visitation moving forward, which is that this defendant has previously been convicted in this court of causing injury to a child who received 18 months in the state jail from this court. That's a general concern that the state has with any sort of visitation. As to the supervised visitation, the representation of the children's mother, who's here in this court, she's indicated to me that the children do not want to see the defendant on part of visitation. I understand that the family court will order visitation whether the children want it or not frequently. However, the state believes that if the children do not want to see,
Well, I will tell you, part of the issue that needs to be addressed then is, what does the child's ad litem, what do they say?
Mrs. Stout, I am uncertain at this point. I'm assuming she's also opposed to having visits, but at the 262, all this information about his prior case was known.
Mhm.
Visitation was not restricted at that point. And he was having visits on a regular basis and doing the visits. So there was no issue up until the criminal case was finally filed against him. And at that point, talking with the CPS prosecuting attorney, the only reason that the visits weren't happening is because of the criminal case. So it wasn't their fault that the visits weren't continuing.
Mhm.
It was the prosecutor in the criminal case that was hampering that. And so this is where we're at now. So every time I file a motion for visits, they go, well, Rosie, it's not us that are stopping these visits. It's the prosecutor here, or it's what's noted that's stopping the visits. And that's the only thing that's stopping the visits.
Couple of more questions. if I might.
Yes.
The children are not living with the mother, are they?
Not at this time. They are. The goal is to reunite the children with mom. The youngest child, who was in Colleen, is now here with a relative. I believe it's her aunt. And she has not yet, I think, been placed. So mom's had extended visits. I'm not certain how well those visits are going and how frequent those visits are. She does not have the youngest one that has special needs, requires a special bed, requires special feeding because she's got a feeding tube. And so when that transition is going to happen, I am uncertain.
Well, another question. You know, the caseworker on this case, what's her name?
The caseworker is Lisa Gaines Brooks.
Educate me. Is she the caseworker for the children? All parties? Who does she
She
caseworker?
represents CPS. So obviously, I always tell my
Yeah.
clients, she is always looking out for the best interest of the children.
Mhm.
At the last staffing that we had, or the last court hearing we had, they're not seeking to terminate him. Like I said, he's an exemplary dad. There's no indication on any of the records, and I reviewed them because I take it very seriously when this has happened. And there's nothing in there that says that he has been inappropriate, that he is not prepared when he visits with his children. I think there was only one time, his little boy is very energetic, so he likes to horseplay. And the monitor said, let's not do that. And that was the only time over the numerous hearings, visits that he's had with his children.
Does the caseworker, to your knowledge, does she have any objections to reinstating visitation?
The caseworker doesn't have any objections. And as talking with the ADA in this the case,
Mhm.
she said, "It's my hands are tied because
Who's the ADA?
it's Sarah Spears. Sarah's last name.
Let me ask you this.
I'm sorry. I just, after a while, you just,
Yeah. Yeah.
You were talking about terminating rights. Is there a concern if he doesn't get his visitation back that the CPS may move to terminate his rights?
So at this time, we were set to go to trial. We have a jury trial that was set for August. That has been extended. It's been extended, one, to get the children placed eventually with mom, and the little one placed with mom. So they're giving her more opportunity to have that happen. And so that's why we went to like a pre-settlement kind of conference. And at this point, like I said, Your Honor, the CPS and the caseworker are not seeking to terminate.
All right.
How about his rights? So they were seeking to terminate his rights?
They're not seeking to terminate either one.
Would that be a possibility if he didn't get his visitation back?
The problem is he hasn't had his visits in the last 6 months. And those visits, the children look forward to him every week. Now, I understand mom is going to say, and I've heard it in court, that the kids don't want to see him anymore. But he's been denied access for 6 months. They were placed with the grandparents, the maternal grandparents. So I do family law. You know how that goes. So my honest feeling is that once they have visits, the moment they see each other, it's going to be fine.
I'll pass the witness.
So the current goal of Department of Family Protective Services is family reunification.
Yes, it is.
That can change.
It obviously can change.
And frequently when they seek termination, they have the goal of family reunification up until the point when they decide to seek it.
Yes and no, because this case was extended, it's reunification. And it's been reunification since day one.
No further questions.
Just one question to my client. If I don't want to get, we're not going to get into.
Well, I mean, before you do that, so are they looking at joint managing
You're-
conservatorship?
No,
But
what we,
managing and
she will
possessor?
become sole managing of the children, and he will be possessory. His visitation, even afterwards, we've agreed that they stay supervised until this criminal case matter is settled one way or another.
All right, thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Your Honor.
I'd like to ask my client one question. If
Sure.
you want to swear him in or not?
Oh, I've sworn him.
The prior offense that you had that you went to prison for, what was that about? It was a baby, right?
Yes.
And what happened there, just briefly?
I was just taking a shower with her and
Drunk.
she slipped out of my hand.
And she was how old?
She was 2 months.
Okay, that's all. Pass the witness.
But you were convicted. You pled true, no contest or guilty to the offense of injury to a child causing bodily injury with recklessness, and you served 18 months in the state jail facility.
Yes.
So the witnesses, Judge.
All right, so let me just tell parties what my concerns are. And
Can I tell you one thing?
Sure.
The order that was, I guess it was signed by this court in February, Daryl Harris sent me a copy of that.
Oh, no, I didn't sign the order. Someone else signed it.
Daryl Harris sent me a copy of with the motion to set. There was never a setting on it. I was never given notice of a setting of that particular hearing on that thing.
Yeah, this is not my handwriting.
Well, okay, but I was never given a notice of a setting on that. So it was signed without notice to me.
Because I always give everybody notice.
I knew you.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, and Your Honor, I was surprised because there was just a change and he was having this visits. We actually had a CPS hearing during that time.
All right, so these are my concerns, and maybe you all can address them. And maybe it's addressed through different witnesses. Number one, I am concerned about the fact that he's been to prison, well, to the state jail facility before for injury to a child. So I would like to refamiliarize myself with the stipulated evidence in that case. Then my other concern is, and I know you're an officer of the court, and I've known you forever, but the child's ad litem, I would really like to hear from them because they're 100% supposed to be looking out for the best interests of the children, and they're the ad litem. And I would like to find out from either the person who supervised the visitation or either from the therapist of the children to see if the children really want to see him. Some people are going to say no, they're afraid of him, they don't want to see him. And maybe some people will say yes. Disinterested party, well, I should say the party who should not be biased would be the therapist or whoever it is. So I would like to hear that, and then I can make an informed decision that hopefully protects everybody.
Can we reset that for maybe next week or?
You all just discuss on when this can happen and any objections to anybody appearing by Zoom, because I know caseworkers and therapists are very busy.
No.
I have no problems.
All right, so this is what I'll have you all do. He's set on the docket in September for discovery, but of course we want to do that before then. So if you all will discover when these witnesses will be available, and you can put it on the docket whenever you want to put it on the docket, and I'll make sure I'm here.
Okay, does the clients need to be on present or they do it on
Oh, they
Zoom
can
too?
be present or they can be in Zoom or Zoom, however, what is easiest for either party.
I can be on Zoom or in present, Your Honor. It just depends.
Okay,
So if you guys just figure out a date when everybody can be here, and then I'll make my decision.
all right.
Your Honor, would it be helpful for you to see the certified notes for the monitor, or do you want to speak to a monitor? Sometimes I have different monitors.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, if you all will review the certified notes, and then if y'all feel like I need something more than that, let me know. I keep an open mind.
But you
Okay.
primarily want the therapist and the ad litem.
Yes.
Your Honor, as to the stipulations in the prior case, that was out of this court.
Yes.
I'll be able to find those stipulations, present them to this court.
Yes, and also to, yes.
Okay.
To,
That'll work. That'll work.
if he doesn't object.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Thank you, guys. Oh, and once he signs the reset form, he'll be excused.
She signed it.
And you all just let Norma know what's a good date for everybody to be.